Here we have a pre-owned 2017 Land Rover Range Rover. This one comes in the HSE trim level. Montesino red is the color, and we have black leather interior. For the powertrain, we get a 3-liter supercharged V6 engine, made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission, 380 horsepower, 332 pound-feet of torque. This one has just about 51,000 miles on it. But to the front end here, we get our high-intensity discharge headlamps, and then our LED daytime running lights and LED fog lights. Love the front fascia here, and this red just really makes this look more sophisticated than it already is. 20-inch wheels down here. Like the trim there. Get passive keyless entry on the front. One-touch up and down windows. Power folding side mirrors with blind spot monitors. Electronic rear window lock and child lock there. And then we can hit this button to get our entry exit mode activated, just the push of a button without going through the actual system in the middle. But Meridian sound system, 3 different settings for memory, power door lock controls. And I like the trim. The Range Rovers just look so premium. Most places, or most vehicles, you know, you see hard plastic that looks really cheap, but here you don't see any of that. So very impressed. Lift gate controls, lane departure, and then hood release here. You get a power tilt and telescoping steering wheel. The button is on the right side in that area. And then here's our power driver's seat with 4-way power lumbar support. Very nice looking seat, and just very nice interior in general. But I want to give a big thanks to Auto Collection of Murfreesboro and AutoPro Nashville for allowing me to review this Range Rover today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But if you're looking to find something closer to home, click on that second link down below. Takes a minute to fill out your information. I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on whatever pre-owned vehicle you might be interested in. But space back here is decent. I probably fit better behind that seat there. I had this one adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3", longer legs. But love the rear AC controls. You get 3-stage heated seats. You can control fan direction and all of that. And the middle seat, hold that down, bottle holders are here. And then a little storage tray there. It is so freaking cold outside. Oh, well. See if we can get that back in there. I'll fix that later. I don't know how that happened. Who was using that all the time? Now these doors do soft close. I just kind of close them normally because it's a habit, but back in there, nice look. Exhaust there. We do get the power lift gate, so you can open and shut this. And you can power release the bottom half here. So pretty good storage space back here. So no space back there. I would have expected that, but under here is a spare. It's a pretty big one too. That might be a full-size one. 12-volt back here. That soft closes. Fuel cap, premiums recommended. And then if you want to fold this seat down, pull right here, and that releases it. And you can fold it flat when the seat up front is up far enough. Top tether's there. And pretty easy to just lock it back into place. Front passenger seat, power with power lumbar support as well, 4-way. You also get the memory seats over here too. And then these buttons are for the glove compartment, so this is for the top one. And this is for the bottom one. So as we come back around to the front, we're just gonna take a quick look in the engine bay. My hands are freezing. But there's that 380 horsepower supercharged V6, mostly covered up there. Well, let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. It's a nice steering wheel here, leather on the sides, kind of like a gloss black trim on the top and bottom, but all of that seems to be heated, so I love that. There's the horn. Now over here to the radio, turn the fan speed down a little bit. We do get our AM, FM, and then we also have the XM radio too. Kind of hard trying to work this. And then you also have the navigation system here. You get Bluetooth audio. And then you have a few different settings here. So like your camera settings, you can go in here and pull that up. You get that bird's eye view. It kind of shows you which cameras are working and all of that. Hands are freezing. I apologize. But ambient lighting, 4-wheel drive, all of that there. Shortcuts are down here below for your settings. If you want to change your languages. And all of your features can be adjusted there. And then your general settings are here. Backup cameras there, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. But down here, dual zone automatic climate controls. You do get your heated seats here, and then you can also cool them by turning to that side. And then you have your defrosters here. Click this button that actually pulls up the controls themselves. You can adjust it from the screen, for the seats at least. And I like it even shows you the rear seat where I turn the heat on back there. That's still on. Volume knobs here. And for the shifter, just hit the brake, pull, reverse, neutral, drive. And then you have your sport mode here. And then you have your 4-wheel drive controls that you can adjust all of that there. Downhill brake control, so on and so forth. Your air suspension can be adjusted. Auto stop toggle, traction control, electronic parking brake. Center console cubby space has an HDMI port, 2 USB A's, then a SIM card reader, and then a 12 volt. All your sunroof controls are here. You can slide, and then that controls the shade. But there's a view of the back from up here. Sunroof's just taking a little long. But one touch does it. And then these lights, I wonder how you turn those on. Well, as you can see, not perfect shape when you get these used garage door transmitters here, but that's why they're so cheap. This one's only 33 grand. Now blinkers, high beams, and then you can hit this on the side to change what's in the information setting there, your trip meter, all of that. And fog lights for the front, fog lights for the back. You get automatic wipers, so you can do one-time off, auto, low, high. You can adjust that auto sensitivity here, and your rear wipers right here. Push here for that rear wiper fluid, pull up for the front. Oh, I just got that in here because the sunroof didn't close. But audio sources, you can go through those here. And then you can go through the track list, radio station presets, or volume when you're in this mode, or hit the menu, and you can go through display settings, vehicle information. And in the vehicle information, you can see the tire information, control the pressure units, all of that there. And then if you go to the display settings, you can control the units for the speedometer, as well as the temperature settings there. Bluetooth button, voice recognition, heated steering wheel toggle, and then you do get adaptive cruise here, so you can adjust the speed there and adjust the gap back there. But your push button start right here, and then here's your key fob. This has a pretty neat cover that's on it. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2017 3-liter supercharged V6 Range Rover out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in the Range Rover here. Love the V6 supercharged, or the supercharged V6, excuse me. Gets up to speed very nicely, and because you have all of that on the front end, you don't necessarily have a turbo, but you just have that added feeling of boost. It just makes it really fun to drive, even though that's not necessarily what this is made for. But when you think of the Range Rovers, one of the reasons they are such a hot commodity in terms of luxury is it looks so good, has all the features you could want, relatively good on gas with the supercharged V6, but then it's also just an off-road menace. So it just does everything that you need it to do. But a relatively smooth riding vehicle. The reason these kind of depreciate so much is anything you have to replace on these is a ton of money. So it's just really hard to get one of these used and not have any $10,000 issues with it down the road. So highly recommend just either getting one certified, or like this one in particular, getting an extended warranty for however long you're gonna have it. But honestly, a lot of it's labor and just getting factory parts. If you do some aftermarket stuff and do your own work, these are pretty awesome to have, even from a repair expense standpoint. But that's like with most vehicles, you know. If you can fix them yourself, then it's really not that bad. But what I like about these is they're quick, they're capable, but they're really good daily drivers. And that's what makes these, I feel, so special, is you can take this from a daily driver to, again, something that you could take off the trail and have a good time in. I'm going to try to give this a nice pull getting on the interstate here. So pretty quick. And what's great is the ride quality here is just phenomenal. I'll try and get over and just test out the adaptive cruise. Adjusting the gap back there. And again, you have that lane departure system. But very, very good ride quality here. Some of that's suspension, but it's also just the platform this thing rides on. And again, that's why it's such a, especially brand new if you can afford one, that's why these sell, because they have everything. And it really just feels good to drive, feels good to ride in, feels good to just be with, if that makes sense. The controls you get used to, they feel really fancy. The driving dynamics feel really good. Now I want to give a big thanks to Auto Collection of Murfreesboro and AutoPro Nashville for allowing me to review this Range Rover today. I'll leave a link below in the description. And if you're looking to find the best price on something closer to home, click on that second link down below. It takes a minute to fill out your info. I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on whatever used vehicle you might be interested in. But all in all, for the Range Rover here, I think a solid SUV. Now it has its downfalls, it has its faults. Obviously, in the walk around portion, just pulling on that grab handle that you would expect to not completely just fall off out of nowhere, that was kind of weird. But I mean, they actually run and drive pretty nicely, and you see a lot of these with high miles, but just a lot of stuff that needs to be repaired on them, like a lot of Euro cars, Porsche, Bentley, things of that nature. They'll drive, but you'll have to fix a lot of stuff. And this really reminds me of the Volvos, specifically the XC90, when I talk about Euro cars that can run and drive for a long time. The powertrains are solid, but your suspensions, your radios, the really expensive stuff is the stuff you don't really think about. That's very labor intensive. You have to get parts specifically for the vehicle from the manufacturer, from the dealership. But when you get them going good, they really are nice. And this Range Rover, it's still, again, everything's working. The navigation system's working. The heated cooled seats are working. Everything is working. It's just already kind of showing its age based on how certain things are in the vehicle. But honestly, the trim is held up nicely. Everything I'm looking at here seems to be in great shape. But this is one of those things, again, you want to have some sort of warranty on here. You don't just want to get it because it's cheap. Because again, there's a reason that these are inexpensive as they are, because they're not cheap to maintain, but they're definitely not cheap to repair. So you definitely want to keep up with maintenance and all of that. And just make sure, again, that you have coverage, whether that's with having a good mechanic, a place where you can get parts, or just having some sort of warranty. I'm gonna give it one more pull here if possible. But this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2017 Range Rover HSE Supercharged V6.